Good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Higgins from Higgins Storm Chasing. It is the 4th of the 2nd, 2016. Okay, in this video, we will keep it down to one day. That's tonight and tomorrow, Friday, for forecasting. And we'll have a look at the live radar currently from Weather Zone, and it's currently 8:30 p.m. We've had a southeast wind change pushing up the coast through southeast Queensland. It is now located between Bundaberg and Gladstone. You can see the front there pushing an area of moderate rain and thunderstorms as well over land there, which has just sort of missed Bundaberg by the looks of things. We've also had quite scattered showers, thunderstorms and rain activity right through Central Queensland District and into the southern tropics. You can see the movements there up around Townsville. Unfortunately, Townsville's missed out a little bit again. Hopefully more's coming. That's moving to the west up there. There is an area of convergence from Mackay to Claremont, which is moving southeast. And this general area here from Mackay to Emerald to Billow to halfway between Bundy and Gladstone is the area to watch for these rain areas to become stationary as the atmosphere starts to spin. We'll move on to that shortly. We will go over and have a look at the charts from Higgins Storm Chasing. This is a premium membership charts, just a quick one to show you. Valid for Friday. Red shaded areas here from about Bundaberg. We do have Bundaberg still covered just in case, but it's most likely going to be a little bit further north. We do expect some rain or some flows to occur in the Burnett there, but we'll get onto that as well. So you can see the red shaded areas there for heavy rain, possible heavy rain, damaging winds are possible, flash flooding, possible river and creek flooding, frequent lightning in thunderstorms, and outside of that area it covers a broader area out through most of northern and eastern Queensland, central eastern Queensland, like such for chance of storms. Alright, so don't forget you can head over to the HigginsStormChasing.com site, home, become a premium member and get access. We go 3 days out. These maps are hand-drawn by us every day using data from across the world. We don't just look at one model and copy it. It's a lot of data put together here. Human input, better than computer generated. Okay, let's have a look here. What have we got? A severe weather warning for people in the Central Coast, Whitsundays, Capricornia, Central Highlands, Coalfields districts. Extremely moist tropical air mass lies ahead of a strong surface trough, which is currently located near Fraser Island. Well, that's now pushed forward to Bundaberg between Bundy and Gladstone. The trough is expected to move slowly northwards in the warning area on Friday, where it's likely to produce areas of heavy rain and thunderstorms. Heavy rain may lead to flash flooding across parts of Central Coast, Whitsunday, Central Highlands, Coalfields and Capricornia districts. Note, the Wide Bay Burnett is not mentioned in this. Okay, but it is in the flood watch. I'll show you that. Local 6-hour rainfall accumulations of 100 to 140 are possible, so BOM have revised this down. But look, I'll go on to show you why we can still get higher rainfalls over small areas. 60 to 100 over inland parts of the warning area, so in there around Emerald. That's daily totals as well, 6 hours. So, get that. You can push 200 mils in 12 hours, and that's going to get a lot of water running. Separate flood watch is current for Wide Bay Burnett. There you go. Locations may be affected: Gladstone, Emerald, Rockhampton, Claremont, Mackay, Billow, Blackwater, Yeppoon and Moranbah. Let's move on to that flood watch and have another look. Flood watch for parts of the Wide Bay Burnett, Central Highlands, Coalfields, Capricornia. Now, flood watch it's basically saying that the catchments are at risk to receive at least minor flooding over the next few days. That's why they put a flood watch out. This allows people to move their stock to higher ground or make some preparations if you're in a known flood area based off a minor to moderate flood. You can see here rivers are expected to rise above minor flood level, particularly areas that have received heavy rain. They're still mentioning their heavy falls of up to 300, so let's move on and have a look at what's happening here on the forecast charts. I'm going to use the wind streams again. They're very, very important in these types of situations, and this is for 10 p.m. tonight, close to the surface. You can see down here the southeast has surged through southeast Queensland. It's been foggy and rainy and drizzly here all day on the Sunshine Coast up at Montville. Pleasant, quite cool after a week long of extensive heat and humidity. Okay, so at 10 p.m. tonight, GFS's forecast, this is from BSCH by the way, that this southeast change be located to about Rockhampton. Well, it might be a bit behind time, might be back down here around about Gladstone. But you can see that it's pushing in and up the coast. If we progress through to tomorrow's forecast for the southeast change, it does push right up there to be located near Mackay with a small surface low possibly developing between Rockhampton and Mackay offshore, generating more spin here. Okay, it's force spin, southeasters, northwesters and northerlies. Generates a small surface low there. If we move on to Friday afternoon and we'll have a look, the surface low, if it does develop, will slide away to the southeast a little, but look at these southeast winds here reinforcing up to 30-35 knots here along the coast, central Queensland, and that pushes in all the way over inland as well. So areas out the west here will stabilise, while areas on the east here, still enough heat and humidity to generate showers, thunderstorms and heavy rain areas. I will move on to some higher charts. This is 700 millibars. This is where storms get steered. Okay, wherever these wind directions come from is normally where storms head in that general direction. You can see at 10 p.m. tonight it's quite messy. There's bits and pieces going everywhere. You've got from Taroom to Bundy going towards the east. Then they're starting to come onshore here from about halfway between Mackay there and Rocky down to Bundaberg. The steering winds come back onshore. This can cause thunderstorms and rain areas to become stationary because while the southeast winds are driving in the low levels, they're going up, turning, rotating, coming back. And this extends right out here around to Emerald, Claremont and back around there to Mackay like that. Further up, showers and thunderstorms are heading towards the east-southeast. If we progress on to 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, you can still see that winds from basically halfway between Rockhampton and Mackay are coming onshore there. So onshore down in here around to Emerald, Blackwater, Rockhampton, onshore down to Bundy. So we could still see some good falls down here, anywhere from Gympie up here to Taroom, Emerald. And that's certainly the area that we're going to be watching. And I'll show you a little bit more on that. 4 p.m. Starting to get a bit of a rotation here, even in the 700 winds there at about, I think it's 7,000 feet or something like that. So you can see the atmosphere is starting to rotate, mainly here, areas from Emerald to Rocky South. It could become quite stationary, and these areas that become stationary can deliver you very, very heavy rainfall in a short period of time. Up here through northern parts of Queensland, there's a fair bit of instability and moisture as well, so we do expect scattered showers and thunderstorms to develop through North Queensland, and these will be tending towards the southeast, coming from northwest. You can see the steering flow there. Let's move on to the 500 winds. These are to do with rain, and they also steer storms, but more rain. This is 10 p.m. tonight. You can see that areas basically from Rockhampton north, all the general rain areas are pushing through from towards the east. Then down here you're starting to get these winds that are turning onshore. The higher you go and the more these winds come onshore, the more likely there is for heavy rain in the area, because it's certainly going to slow thunderstorm movement down or rain areas down, and they can't keep going offshore. You see they're coming in and they're hitting a convergence here between Rocky and Bundy, and they're going to slow down. And that's where you can get very heavy rainfall in a short period of time, which causes significant flash flooding for certain locations. And you can also get then, if it's prolonged, you can get river and creek flooding. If we move on now to 4 a.m. on Friday morning, these are the upper level winds. And they're still converging and slowing down here, basically anywhere from Dysart, Emerald, Blackwater, Rockhampton down to about Bundaberg. It's still slowing down and doing a lot of turning here in the atmosphere, changing direction, so you want to watch out for that area. And again, they're quite light by Friday afternoon. They're quite light again, coming in from the north. Get some rotation going in here. If we have a look at the 4-day forecast rainfall totals from the BOM, let me zoom in on it just a fraction more, give it a bit of a better perspective. You can see there that the 4-day totals anywhere from about Bundaberg up to Townsville are up to 100 millimetres there in the blue shaded area, light blue. 50 outside of that. Of course, they taper off inland further. Showers, scattered showers down here around southeast. A little bit of rain from Gympie inland to about Dalby. There's another convergence there tomorrow. So a bit of rain through Gympie there. Then anywhere from Bundaberg, most likely Gladstone area, inland up to Emerald, and then further north, heavy rainfall is possible and is probably likely, actually, looking at this latest forecast. So 4-day rainfall totals, what have we got there? Right on the fringe of the coast, we could get anywhere up to 300 on land. This is a general consensus forecast. This takes a lot of models in, averages them out, and smooths things over. However, you could get a thunderstorm that could dump 500 tonight. If it becomes stationary and fires up with some nice northeast inflow, southeast winds driving here, the turning winds are spinning, bang, it sits there. And you cop it. And there's water going everywhere very quickly. That's the dangers of these systems. We've seen them numerous times. Rainbow Beach, Sunshine Coast, Proserpine, COP1 from XTC Oswald, they're around. Caboolture, Brisbane, May this year. This is what does it, this turning in the atmosphere. Exactly where and when they're going to form is virtually impossible. You can just give an area, you can look at the forecast data and have a look at the winds and say, well, yeah, there's potential in that area there for this to happen. So we basically very, very closely monitor the radar for about 2 hours. We come back over here on the radar, and we've got the radar sitting here on 3 hours on fast. We can see that rain area there is moving. Yep, moderate to heavy rain coming, moves through, no issues. You get into areas such as areas between, say, here from Mackay to Moranbah, Claremont, Emerald, back down here to Rocky. All this area is starting to come in, but it's going to start to slow down. And what we do is we pick an ID area, what we call an ID area, we mark it on the map and go ID. Heavy rainfall's been there for 1 hour and it's thumping down. We did that today, and I think there was 100 and something mil in about an hour at one location. So it does work. Methods work. We post a page and send notifications out and try and help people to prepare for potential flash flooding there. Look, as far as I heard tonight, Billawheeler out of bread and milk. Again, everyone's done a panic buy. Look, I know we like to go and stock up when there's warnings out, but try and be a little bit conservative and just take what you need. Don't go and be greedy and take more than what you need. Just last a couple of days, because other people are going to miss out, and there might be a lady with a couple of children or a family that come in and they can't get bread, they can't get milk, they can't get formula. So just go a bit easy on the supermarkets, guys, and certainly let things recover. All right, that's enough from me. What's that? 13 minutes, time flies. We'll do, obviously, any required update forecast will occur. We'll post a text graphic forecast to page in the morning. Thomas and I will continue to update the premium memberships with our maps and keep on top of that as well. So it's all systems go. I do have a backlog of emails I got through, most of them from the past week. I've got about 20 to go. So if people have sent emails, just please be patient. All right, guys, stay safe. Keep an eye out on alerts, warnings, rain. Send your reports into us. We certainly love to see the reports coming in. And if you have any flooding issues, a couple of 100 mil, you've got roads cut or somewhere's flooding, we'll certainly give the BOM Queensland a call on the Storm Spotters line, and they will note it down, and they're very grateful for that from you, our followers, as well. So thanks very much, and stay safe over the next few days, guys.